Assalamu alaikum students. This is your ma'am Ms. Sadia Qureshi, an assistant professor in English, and today we are going to take the fourth week's class of critical reasoning and thinking, and our lecture's topic is defining deduction. First of all, we are going to go to the background of deduction. It is a very historical approach that has been applied by Aristotle and all the Greek philosophers, and they have basically applied this approach to find the solution of different problems. In this lecture, we will talk about syllogistic reasoning. Syllogistic reasoning is something that talks about that there must be some formula that you are going to apply on some problem, and that is how you are going to take the solution of that problem. Syllogistic reasoning basically talks about two major premises. One is major and the other is minor. The major premise tells us about that some problem will be self-evident, and that self-evident assumption will be based on previously established truths and dogmas that are concerning a relationship. Means to say that we are trying to sort out that problem or find the solution of that problem while looking back into the history and thinking that this problem has occurred in the history as well, and the philosophers or the thinkers or the wise people have sorted out that problem by applying all the rules and regulations that were true in that time. So basically they are going to follow some set rules and patterns that were applied in that time, and the dogmas or the civilizational rules and regulations that were there applicable in that society. And the major premise always talks about that a logical relationship will be present and we will find out the solution after applying logic to that problem. So this is how these major and minor premises are two different things that are the part of syllogistic reasoning. Now we define that what is syllogism by example. Basically, Aristotle has applied this rule and he told us that there are some major and minor premises and we can understand them by example. That major premise is that all men are equal, and minor premise is Manzoor is a man. So the conclusion will be that Manzoor is mortal. As we have all gone through our mathematical problems, and we see that if A is equal to B, so the B is always equal to C. So we find out the conclusion that all A, B and C are equal, and we find it that in the end we say that A is always equal to C as well. So there are some other facts that we are going to talk about also, and the facts are that both deductive and inductive methods provide a chance to prove inference regarding something that claims to be true. Either we apply the inductive method to sort out our problems, or we apply the deductive method to sort out our problems. The basic thing is they are going to have their inference in the claim that is going to be true. Their impact will also be there on the solution, and this kind of reasoning provides basis for the claim that one can do to show why this particular conclusion is right or wrong. It means that if we apply deductive method, if we apply inductive method, there must be some rules that we are going to apply on the problem, and the rules can be claimed right or wrong after seeing the conclusion. They are not going to be specified by that if we apply the inductive method or if we apply the deductive method, our solution is going to be the correct solution. After applying both of them, we are going to see that what is the conclusion, or is the conclusion right, is the conclusion wrong. If the conclusion is right, we will say that deductive method that we have applied has made our conclusion right, or the inductive method that we have applied did not help us. It's just something that is based on mathematical problems, that if we apply the right formula for the right question, we are going to get the right answer. But if we forget the formula, or if we assume the formula, or if we apply the incorrect formula to some question, we are not going to have the right answer. So this is something that is related to mathematical problems as well. Now there is a rule to apply deductive methods to gain solution. Basically, deductive methods are moving from general assumption to specific assumption. Means there is a general formula and we are going to apply it to a specific kind of question or a specific kind of problem. It provides general solution to specific problems as well. These rules are applied on the principles of logic and reasoning. Obviously, these rules might be derived from something that is logical, something that is reasonable, something that has truth in itself. I give you an example of maths and I tell you that how we sort out this problem by providing logical reasoning. There is an example that 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 5 comma and then 8 comma and then there are some dashes and we do not know what is going to come next as a digit. So we see the problem that 1, 2, 3 and then 4 is skipped and then 5 is written and then 6 and 7 is skipped and then 8 is written. If we see it logically and if we apply our intelligence on this, we come to see that if we add 1 and 2, it becomes 3. It means the first two digits are added and we got the third digit. Now we add the second two digits and we get the fourth digit. Then we added the third two digits, third and fourth digit, and we got the next fifth digit. You see that if we add 1 and 2, we get the third one. 1 plus 2 makes 3. Now 2 plus 3 makes 5. Now 3 plus 5 makes 8. So what is 5 plus 8? 5 plus 8 is 13. So the next digit will be 13. And this is how 8 and 13 makes 21. So we can say that by adding 8 and 13, we get the next further digit, that is 31. So how we assume that it will be 13? Because we applied the rule, the general rule, to a specific problem. So the deduction is also known as rule-egg model. Rule that is defined by an example, and this is how we get the method. There are some limitations of this deductive reasoning that we are going to discuss with this chapter, and you see that deductive reasoning cannot be applied on everyday life because every day we face different problems and every problem cannot be given a solution through deductive reasoning. हम हर जगह this cannot be applied that by adding 1 and 2 we can get 3 and by adding 2 and 3 we can get 5. No, this cannot be applied. It does not help to arrive to the new truths because it is already based on a formula. Everything that is based on a formula will give you a restrictive result. So when you get the restricted results for anything, it means that you are not going to arrive to the new truths of the society. Next is based on old dogmas and unreliable realities. It is based on old principles. So the world is changing all the time. The new things are arriving and the new realities are coming or popping up from the face of the earth. So you say that if you apply the old dogmas or unreliable realities that were reliable in the past but now they are not reliable in the present times, how you can get the solutions of the new problems of the new era of the new century? So you cannot get the problems solved. So this is how you say that these old dogmas and unreliable realities were true in the past times but they are not applicable in the new times. The next thing is expectations also make deduction suspicious and invalid. Obviously, if you expect that the next word will be or the next digit will be 9 or you expect the next digit will be 10, 12, then it's not going to sort out your problem. It can be based on suspicion and this suspicion will make it invalid. Next is it only works well where premises are based on truth. It means the premises ka word basically we are using for logics. Now deductive reasoning is only applicable or rightly applicable where the logic is based on truth. Otherwise, if the logic or the premises are based on assumptions, then the results will be faulty. Deductive argument can be categorical, conditional, and linear. Obviously, these kind of arguments can be categorical if such kind of category is present in the past times, and we are going to find out the solution of those categories in the present time. So we will take example of that. Okay, fine, this has happened in the past, so this can be applied on the present as well. The condition that had happened in the past, same kind of condition has happened in the present, so we can apply the rule. So this kind of argument is basically categorical, conditional, or linear, but the other kind of problems will not be, sort out or solved out by this kind of reasoning. Next, we see that syllogism is an example of deduction. Like A is equal to B and B is equal to C, so A is equal to C. So this kind of problems are basically, or the deductive reasoning that provides you the solution of some problems, are kind of limited limited, you can say it has a sort of limited place for you to sort out the problems. The deductive reasoning cannot be applied to sort out all kind of problems. So you need to find out different other ways to sort out your problems. Same is the case with inductive reasoning, and we will do this in the next lecture. So I hope that you have understood this. If you cannot understand this, you can comment in the YouTube video. Under the YouTube video, the comment section is open for you, and I hope that you have understood. Thank you so much.